Hello and welcome to The Dark Roast. I'm Donna Stroll and I'm here with the always lovely and talented Rose Short. And today's topic is about goal setting for marketers, specifically KPIs that make you money. So the idea is if you've ever spent an entire month posting, emailing, tweaking, doing all the things, and then you looked at your dashboard and thought, wait, what was all that for? Because, what? This episode is for you. That's what it's about. Because most marketers are not failing and they're not lazy, right? They're failing because the goals and the KPIs are either too fuzzy or they're scattered or they're focused on the wrong things, which is a big one, right? And today we're going to try and help fix that for you.
I see it all the time with marketers. I want that $10,000 monthly income. Cool. How are you going to get there? I'm going to post content. That's a start. But just like GPS, you need a clear roadmap, and that is what we want to get into your head today.
So the first thing is, why does most marketing fail? When you first start out, your marketing is probably going to fail. So don't think that it's a you thing. It's an everybody thing. All right. So first, most of your goals are kind of vague. I want more traffic. I want to grow my following. I want to make more money. These are great ideas. They're concepts, but they're not goals. They're just concepts of what you want. A wish is not a goal. None of that tells you what you need to do today or whether you're on the right track for next week and the week after that. And secondly, a lot of marketers obsess over vanity metrics. And we've talked about this before. Followers, likes, views, they all feel really good. It's always nice when you get high numbers. It makes you feel like, oh, I'm doing something. But they don't always tie directly into commissions. And that is a big deal because vanity metrics can be useful, but only if they're clearly connected to the revenue that you're trying to make, right?
And then setting too many goals at once, right? If you're starting out and you have 10 different goals, all these different platforms and all these different offers, and you got links everywhere. If everything is important, then nothing is important, is what we like to say at work, especially with expedited things. Like if everything is expedited, then nothing is expedited kind of thing. It's the same principle when it comes to your marketing and your own business. So we've talked about before, you can be really good at one platform, but not losing focus of the other platforms. But you've really got to make sure that your goals are all aligned with those. And again, focus on one or two goals at a time, not 20.
Yeah.
And then track it, data. We talk about this all the time, right? Write down the goal, revisit it, have your monthly meetings with yourself, check your numbers, check your data, make sure there's a structured weekly or monthly review in your business plan to see how you're going, where you can improve and things like that. If you're feeling stuck or inconsistent, it's not that you suck. It's not that you're bad at this. It's just that you don't have a roadmap that you are following. And by not following that roadmap, you're just wandering into the forest and hoping everything works out and don't run into the big bad wolf.
Exactly. Now, there is a 3-layer goal stack that you can sort of apply, especially when you're in affiliate marketing. And you want to think of it like a pyramid. So layer 1 that's the big thing this is the top of the pyramid, the tiny little thing. It's what you really want for your affiliate. That's usually money, right? Commissions and profit. Those are the things. So I want to earn $3,000 a month in affiliate commissions in the next 30 days, right? That's your outcome goal. I want to hit my first 100 sales off of this specific, whatever it is that you're affiliating for by the end of this quarter. That's a reasonable goal, not by the end of this week, right? You start where you're at, not where you want to be. But those are specific and measurable and time bound, right? You've set a time limit. You've decided on an actual number that you're trying to reach. Outcome goals answer the question, what do I want to have, right? The next layer is your performance and KPIs.
So these are your measurable results, right? That lead to your outcomes. So this is the clicks that are happening on your affiliate links, click-through rate on your reels and your posts and things like that, conversion rate on your bridge pages and offer pages if you're building those out, your earnings per click, your average order value, right? That can be really important, especially as you're looking at branching out with your own digital products instead of just running on commission. Average order value is going to be huge. And then email list growth, right? How many people are actively subscribing to your email list? How many are actively hitting that, yes, please subscribe me if you've got double opt-in in? How many are actually opening your emails? Which emails are doing better? Which subject lines are doing better? If you're split testing subject lines, are you going back and going, oh, this one works, let me put this one in? All of these things are things you should be checking on a weekly or monthly basis. I would say weekly starting out, and then probably monthly as you start to really gain traction and know what you're doing. But now, whatever that end goal is becomes clearer of how to attain it, because you're seeing the progress and where you can make some changes.
And then the final layer, the input metrics, these are the actions that you control directly, your inputs. So number of pieces of content that you publish per week, number of emails that you're going to send, or the number of short form videos or lives or DMs that you're going to do, right? The number of split tests you run are another one. These are things that you have the absolute control over, because you can't always control what people do, but you can control what you do. You don't control whether a TikTok video goes viral, because we all know that the stupidest things go viral sometimes and you're like, what the heck? But you do control whether you publish 5 TikToks this week, or you don't control if every email subscriber opens or buys, but you can control whether you're going to email them 3 times a week, or you're going to email them 5 times a week, or you're going to do it 1 time a week. These are within your control. So that's your input metrics. That's where you can start that balance. So that 3-layer stack sort of looks like outcome. I want $3,000 a month in commissions in 90 days. The performance KPIs, 3,000 clicks, 2% conversion rate, $1 is what I'm making. And then your input is 3 TikToks a day, or 3 Facebook reels, or whatever it is that you're doing, 3 emails a week, 1 new landing page test a month. These are your inputs. And when you use this stack, you always know what your daily actions are going to be, and you're feeding into your numbers, and how your numbers feed back into your income. You can track that. If it's all willy-nilly and without any kind of structure, it's really hard to know what's working, what's not working, and it's really hard to know whether or not growth is happening because of what you're doing.
Tracking tricks and available programs and stuff have really changed over the last couple of years, because before it was you drop a pixel in, or you put your Google tag and call it good, and that really tracks the last click. But there are more and more ways to track now that track first click and last click, so you can see what's the average wait time when someone first looks at your offer versus buys. What happened in between those times with you and that client, or you and that customer? Did they reach out to you at all? Was there no reach out? What did that look like? Spam tags are great on your links, your content, your email, your ads. So which channel and which campaign is driving the click. This is really big if, again, you've got multiple things that you're testing and multiple clicks or multiple landing pages that you're sending people to. On-site behavior metrics. So Google Analytics 4, I believe, has this. So it pays attention to the session that they're on, so how long they're on your page, what the engagement rate is. Clarity, which we've talked about before, will tell you how far down your page they're actually scrolling and how long they're staying on the page. Key events like button clicks and opt-ins, obviously these are really important. The button clicks, especially if you're getting a lot of clicks but not a lot of opt-ins, look at your opt-in page, find out what's going on there. All of this is really important because it's teaching you the behaviors of your potential buyers, which is key data, and what people, marketing and big companies pay lots and lots of money for. This is why they do a lot of surveys and things like that, because that's going to tell you a lot of how to talk to that potential customer.
And the main thing is you're not looking for perfect data, right? You're looking for consistent, good enough data that shows you that you can review every week and see where things need assistance or where things are working, that you can build on or that you can repair one at a time instead of getting swallowed up by it all. And there's a really simple measurement system that you can set up, and you can do it this week. So let's do something practical that you can implement immediately. Step 1, at the top, write down a 90-day, put it on a piece of paper. You're going to write down a 90-day income goal. By this date, I want to earn this amount of money in affiliate commissions. Be reasonable. Set a bar that you think is reasonable. And then step 2, you're going to pick 3 to 5 performance KPIs that actually matter most to you as an affiliate. So that might be your clicks to affiliate links, or it might be email subscribers added, opt-in rates on your main lead magnet, conversion rates on your main offer or your funnel, earnings per click if it on a commission total. So you want to pick 3 to 5 of those. So that was 5, you can grab all of them. But if you only take 3, that's cool, right? You're just trying to get that process started. Pardon me.
And if you are just starting out and maybe you don't quite have the affiliate links yet, right? Maybe you're not quite sure what you want to promote yet. You can use this same strategy to build out your profile within the niche that you're looking for. So maybe your goal right now isn't money. Maybe your goal right now is your following growth, or starting a new platform, or starting a new profile for whatever niche you want to be in. This same structure can be applied to that. You just change your outcome goal of money to your outcome goal of followers. So say you want 1,000 followers in 90 days. You can use this same structure to plan that out and plan on getting your reach out there.
You could be creating, say you're just starting out and you don't actually have something specific. You can certainly do lead magnets and see how those happen, so that you're building your email list before you even have a product. Right? And there's nothing wrong with that, because then you're creating that email list, you're building that subscriber list, so that when you do really jump forward, you've already got a warm audience to talk to. So step 3 would be pick your input metrics. Remember, these are the things that you control. So the number of short form videos that you're going to post, or the number of emails that you're going to send, long form content, whether it's a blog or YouTube or a podcast, number of DM conversations, if that's something that you are comfortable doing, number of test runs that you're going to do, headlines, landing pages, whatever your sales angle or your communication angle is going to be. These are all things that you can test. Again, you don't have to do all of them. You can do 3. You can minimize it to where you're comfortable. And then you want to set a weekly target for each input and performance KPI that you want to track. Make it realistic, but give yourself a little bit of a challenge, but not such a challenge that you're like, I'm never going to, the bar is 15 feet up and you're only 5 feet tall. Don't do that to yourself. 21, I don't know, this is high for a lot of people, but maybe 21 short form videos per week. So that's really 3 a day. This is where batching content comes in super handy. You make something longer and then just have it clipped up. 3 emails a week might be more reachable for you. 200 clicks to your affiliate links per week. That seems like a high number when you're first starting out. But as you build that audience, that could be something that you're working towards. It really depends on where you are. If you're getting 0 clicks, then maybe your first goal is to get 20 clicks in a week, right? These numbers are really subjective to where you are right now. That's the big thing I wanted people to take back from this as well. So we're not saying you have to have 200 clicks in a week. We're saying if 20 is your number, then 20 is your number. But that's the goal that you're trying to set for yourself this week. And then next week you might have a new goal. Same with your subscribers. Wherever you're at right now, maybe try to double it. That should be your goal. And then this is the big one, like you were saying, schedule yourself a 15-minute weekly review. Fill in the actual numbers, compare them to your targets, and compare them to where you were last week. What worked? What didn't? What am I going to do different next week? These are all things that are going to help you each week. And if you write it all down like that, then you have something to refer back to, something to see what you're looking at. And also to keep those sheets. And then in 3 months, and you look back and you go and look at that first one, you're going to be like, holy crap, look how far I've come.
I just want to throw on real fast too. We've talked about this before in a previous video when we talked about how to do content and how to plan content buckets and things like that. But we are finally seeing more and more people approach the 3D marketer approach, which we've talked about forever, versus the 2D to be strictly about this one thing. So your 3 reels a day, they don't all have to be driving to your offer, driving to your affiliate link. Some of them can be just lifestyle or get to know me or introductory. You can always reintroduce yourself because you're always going to be reaching new followers. So they don't all have to be a pitch, the sale, anything like that. They can be lifestyle. They can be all these other themes that really round out who you are as a person and who you are as a brand. So I think when a lot of people, when they're starting out here, that 3 a day, they're like, oh God, I've got to talk about what problem this product solves 3 times a day. No, you really don't. At least one should. But the other two can be, oh, this funny thing happened to me today, or hey, this is who I am. This is why I do what I do. There's a lot of different ways you can make content now that doesn't just have to be sell.
Absolutely. And your call to actions are the same thing, right? You want a call to action in each of them, but the call to action, one of them can actually be directing to a link, but another could be you made something, or you went out and what's your favorite hotspot to go to, or what's your favorite way to just chill out. And that's a call to action for people to interact with you, right? Or all of those kinds of things. It does not have to be specifically about sales, because part of that is building the trust and authenticity that we talk about all the time, because you are a real human being. So let them see you as a real human being, somebody that they can trust, who is also providing something that's going to be beneficial to them, and an opportunity to purchase that from someone that they actually can trust and believe in. So
but that pretty much wraps it up. Like we said, most marketers are not failing because they suck. They're not failing because they're missing some magical knowledge or magical well of money or anything like that. They're failing because they don't know enough tactics. They don't have a real strategy in place, and they're not following a strategy, right? If you plan your work and work your plan, you're going to succeed. But if there is no plan, then you're just shooting in the dark, and that's never good for anybody.
Very true. So that 3-layer goal stack is something that's going to be very beneficial to you. You have your outcome goals of what you want, your performance KPIs, the numbers that are going to help move you to that outcome, and then your input metrics, the actions that you control every week. That's a pretty simple 3-step process that you can do, and it doesn't take forever to do it. If you give yourself 15 minutes a week just to review where you're at and what you're doing, that's really going to help you stay focused and help you move forward. We also talked about what meaningful metrics are in 2026. So like clicks, your opt-ins, your conversions, your EPC, and your list growth, right? So we don't do a lot of talking about email. We do have it every so often, but it really is considered the bread and butter for most marketers. It's daunting when you first get started, but it doesn't have to be. If you make that one of your initial goals, you're going to be much further ahead than a lot of people who throw it on afterwards, right? So that's just something to put away in the lockbox back there. And so that's pretty much it for today. If you felt that this episode was even remotely helpful to you, by all means, we always appreciate it if you share it with a marketer friend who is grinding away and not growing, because we all have friends like that. There's lots of us out there. If you want to help them building, that's a great way to do it. Share it, right? Let us know what you've done. We always appreciate it. If you've got something from this and you started implementing this, let us know how it's going. Other than that, we just want to say thanks for stopping by. That's it from us. If this episode helped you,
or at least entertained you,
go ahead and like, subscribe, and share.
We'll catch you next time.